think I'm live, so if you see me, say hi, give the video a like, let me know that you're watching. I am, as always, tech is always changing, and so I'm always trying to make sure that everything is doing what it's supposed to. So, I see Carol is asking where to find me, so I'm going to see if I can find, um, that link so I can share it on the post where I tagged everyone, and then we will dive in and get started. Oh good, it looks like we've got a few people watching so far, so let me just copy that link and share it in that other post. Hopefully that will work. Sharing it for Diane and for Carol. And testing it. Okay, so I've got 8 people or so watching. Hi, Christine. I see you just joined watching me too. So welcome everyone. I am so excited to be here with you all. I'm excited. This is my first live stream back. Some of you know I had a little surgery procedure earlier this month, so I took a little bit of time off, a little bit of a break, but I am still taking it easy, but I'm back in time for local yarn store day, and that's what this video is going to be about. So I'm excited to share all of the kind of insider information details with you, make sure that you know how everything is going to work, and answer your questions. So if you have questions, feel free, you can add them in the comments here and I will answer them. If you're watching on the replay, feel free to let me know that too, and go ahead and ask your questions there. I'm going to keep checking the comments on this video to make sure that everyone knows everything that they need to know, that everyone knows how everything works. So I just saw a message from Deborah. Hopefully she will be able to find us. All right, so without further ado, I am thrilled to introduce you to my special project for local yarn store day. It is called the Double Win Shawl, or the Double Win Mosaic Shawl. Okay, great. Deborah says she got it. All right, so I don't know if that's bad. I muted that, but maybe I shouldn't. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. So this is the shawl. It is a really generously sized rectangular shawl. That's what I'm wearing here now, so I can give you a little kind of a close-up of, there we go, of the stitch detail there. So it is a knit mostly with mosaic knit with a little bit of a break for you in the middle. I can actually, it's warm. It's warm here, and then adding a shawl on top of that is extra warm. So, but this gives me the ability to show you kind of the construction of it all. So we begin at one side of the shawl. It's all knit flat. It's a rectangle. So it starts with some stripes, and then we have some mosaic dots there. And then we go into a little mosaic diamond pattern. I don't know why it keeps doing that, so we're going to quit that. And then we have some more dots and some more diamonds. And then I give you a break. Some room for social knitting or knitting on the go where you don't have to think too much about it. This is what I'm calling garter stripes, but it's stockinette stitch with an extra row of knitting in there instead of purling. That gives you that little ridge, because I love knitting things that are kind of stripy, kind of potato chippy, kind of you know, those little ridges. They just give you a little bit of motivation for, you know, one more row, one more section, that kind of thing. So they keep you going. And so we do that for a bit in the center, and then we pick up again and do the dots and the diamonds and more dots and diamonds, and with stripes at the other end of our shawl. So that is the project for this year, and I have all the details that you need. The pattern the standard print version pattern is already on Ravelry and Payhip for you as of this morning. And I am adding a low vision and screen reader friendly version of this pattern for those of you who maybe struggle with your vision. So I am working on that. It is a lot of pages and I'm just putting the finishing touches on that for you all, so that those of you who can use that extra version of the pattern will have access to it, and that should be up later today or tomorrow. Just some last minute proofreading on that to make sure it's good to go. So back to all the information that I want to share. This is the 6th year that I am doing a special project for Local Yarn Store Day. And I am so thrilled that this year there are 316 independently owned local yarn stores that are participating in this event with me. And you can find the full list of all the participating stores on my website. It's at doublethestitches.com/LYS Day. LYS is Local Yarn Store. We're celebrating Local Yarn Store Day, so the full list and all the details and everything are there for you on the website. You'll also find a place on the website to sign up for the knit-along that I'm going to host following this event. So we'll get started on the knit-along with a cast-on party next weekend. I'll tell you more about that as we go. Wrong thing. So for those of you who are kind of new to me and don't really know what to expect from my patterns, I wanted to kind of give you an overview of what is included in this pattern for you. So it is professionally tech edited and tested by fellow knitters. Some of those include from my group of wonderful, amazing testers who are always there to support me and share their views and their visions and their experience with knitting the patterns so that I can put out the best possible version of the pattern for you. Some of these shawls have also been knit by either sample knitters or yarn store owners or yarn store staff to create samples to display in their store. The pattern has fully written instructions for you. So that is my pact, my promise to you is that you'll always get fully written instructions for the pattern. And when it makes it easier, when it helps for the visualization of the pattern, I will include a chart. So there is a chart for the 2 different mosaic sections that are used in the pattern, one for the dots and one for the diamonds. There will also be video tutorials to guide you through the process. I'm going to share those next Saturday, that's May 3rd, during our cast on party. And that will be recorded, so if you can't make it to that, it's at 7 o'clock Eastern. If you can't make it to that, I will send out a link to watch the replay. That will go out to anyone who signed up for my email list for the knit along section. So I'll show you how, but when you get to the LYS Day page, if you keep scrolling down, there is a form just for your name and your email address, so you can share that with me and I can keep you updated, send you reminders before we have live events and all of those things. It was held on Zoom, and you do need to register with Zoom in order to get your unique link to join me for any of the Zoom events, because that lets me know how many to expect and to keep an eye on all of that. So there will be video tutorials, but if you can't make it live, that's okay. You'll have access to them too. Like I said, there's a low vision and screen reader accessible version of the pattern coming soon, and community support and bonus surprises along the way. We're going to have so much fun together. If you've never joined me for a knit along, you are in for a treat. So how do you get the pattern? In order to make this event special, to support all of the amazing local yarn stores, this double wind shawl pattern will be free with the purchase of yarn to make it this weekend from any of those shops that I have a connection with, where I have shared codes for their store to share with their customers. The goal of this event is not to give away free patterns, it is to support the yarn stores. So the shops have a Ravelry coupon codes that they will give you when you purchase the yarn to make this project. And you can then go to Ravelry and download the pattern. I will also have links to kits from some shops that have added them to their website. So if you don't have a store near you, they are happy to help you and will ship out your kit, and they will make sure they email you the code. I've suggested to them that they do that, so you can download the pattern while it's still free. It is only free until Monday at midnight in New York. So 11:59 p.m. on Monday. You can also, if you want to shop your stash or support a yarn store that didn't sign up with me, you're absolutely welcome to do that. And you can grab the pattern on Ravelry or on Payhip, and I will share those links in the comments of this video with you all. Looks like we might have a couple of questions. So I am another where to find me for Riley. I hope that that you do. Let's see if I can pin the video to featured. And okay, so let's keep going, friends. Yes, you can grab the pattern on Ravelry or Payhip and pick yarn from your stash, or support your own personal favorite yarn store. I reach out to hundreds of stores every year, and so not every store has, responded. So I can only send codes to those who I've been in touch with who have responded. So that's how we get to the list. But there are 316 stores. It has grown each and every year, and it just warms my heart so much. It makes me so happy. So when do the codes expire? So the free pattern codes will be active until Monday, April 28th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. That's just before midnight here in New York. Make sure that you enter the code from your yarn store on Ravelry. You're going to click add to cart and then use a coupon code before checking out. If the code isn't working, stop and ask for help. Reach out to your yarn store for help. If they are not available, if they're closed on Sunday or Monday, you can reach out to me. But do not go and pay for the pattern if you have a code and it is before the expiration date. I'm not able to offer refunds. No refunds, no exceptions. It costs me money to refund you, and I am looking just to support the yarn stores here, not PayPal and the credit card processors. So how to redeem your code on Ravelry, and I am going to try to actually walk you through this live, but I wanted to share, this is a screenshot from the Ravelry page. On the left you would see the picture of the pattern, and then all the way on the right side of your screen where it says, in the middle there, where it's circled in the big giant red box, it says Ravelry download, and there's a price. To the right of that, it says there's three options. There's buy it now, add to cart, or send as gift. You want to select add to cart. So click on add to cart, and then you'll be able to enter your code, apply the code, and the price will turn to free or $0, and then you can download your pattern that way. And as far as yarn, so this is what you're looking for. The yarn that I used was a light fingering weight yarn in 2 contrasting colors, meaning that there is a good difference between the colors. If you're not sure, ask the yarn shop for suggestions. You can also look at the colors through the lens of your phone, take a picture of it and convert that over to black and white, and you'll see the color values, and you'll see if there's a good contrast. That's what helps make the pattern really pop like it does in this shawl. You're looking for basically 1 skein of the light color and 2 skeins of the dark color. It's approximately 450 yards in the light color, or color A, and 820 yards in color B. You can use a heavier weight yarn, and there are ways to adjust the stitch count and the number of repeats to reduce the amount of yardage used, but you'll still end up with a really nice, generously sized project. And I have that information is inside the pattern for you, and we'll talk about that more as well as we go. And needles and notion. So I used a light fingering weight yarn with a US 5 or 3.75 needle. You want 24 or 29 inches or longer. Longer is totally fine because we're knitting flat, so longer works. Regular, 9-inch straight needles, you're going to be a little crowded, I think, on those. So you want that circular, also so that the weight of the shawl can rest on your lap instead of on your hands on the back of the needles. So use a circular needle. 29 inches is great. Anything longer works too. I think I used personally a 32, but whatever is good for you. There's a lot of stitch markers, 17 stitch markers, because that's what helps you keep track of where you are, and that's what helps keep you on track, on pattern, and all of that. So I know it's a lot, but it's worth it, I promise. It's much easier to find a mistake in a small group of stitches than it is to find a mistake across a whole row of 100 stitches. You also want a darning needle, of course, to weave in your ends at the end. So here is a picture of the shawl kind of stretched out, and what skills are needed. Is this difficult to knit? So my personal feeling is that it uses Mosaic knitting, so you're only holding one strand of yarn at a time, as compared to things like Fair Isle knitting or stranded knitting, where you're manipulating multiple colors across a row. So it's only one color used across a row, and you'll either knit a stitch or you will slip a stitch, whether it is with the yarn held facing you in the front of the work or behind the work in the back of the work. Will be, that information is in the pattern for you, but that's it. Those are the stitches that are used. And then long tail cast on, I think I mentioned, you can use a different cast on if you prefer. Long tail is what I recommend. German twisted is a kind of a cousin of long tail, would work too. And then, like I said, tutorial videos for all of the stitches will be shared during the cast on party. And speaking of which, so the cast on party, nice and big there on the screen, so you can jot that down, but I will send email reminders, invitations, all of those things. Saturday, May 3rd at 7:00 p.m. Eastern, that will be on Zoom. You do not need to have your camera on during the Zoom. I will be checking the chat to see if you have questions throughout as I go, but I do invite you to come and turn your camera on and be part of the group and the energy in the room in that way. But if you are camera shy, that's okay. Yeah, so that's the cast on party, and there's prizes and fun things I like to do. If you've been to my live events before, the cast on party will be recorded, so you can catch up later if you are not available next Saturday evening. And then we have 2 knit nights. Those will not be recorded. They are social. They are an opportunity for us to connect genuinely, authentically, to feel more comfortable turning our cameras on, to share our projects, our questions, and just for some social fun together. So there are going to be 2 of those. One is Saturday, May 17th, and the other is Saturday, June 14th, both again at 7:00 p.m. Eastern. That's New York time. And then again, this is the information about the knit along. So the knit along starts with the cast on party on May 3rd, and we'll see how it goes. I added those 2 dates for the knit nights. We'll see if maybe we add in a bonus extra one. We'll see how you guys are going and making progress and all of that. But coming to the live events is the best way to get help if you are struggling with something in the pattern. I do also encourage you, reach out to your yarn stores. They are happy to help you as well. doublethestitches.com/doublewin, KAL, is the link that doesn't have the full list of the stores, but there's a link to it, and the sign up form is right there. Make sure you sign up for those emails, even if you're already on my email list, because that is the way that I am able to segment my list so that all of the reminders are going to the people who are interested in joining, and I don't send it to everyone on the list so that I don't bombard you all with questions. And am I posting link to kits in this post? Yeah, I'll update, Valeria, I will update this post with links to the kits, and those will also be on the website as well. Deborah, about the stores not on the list, if you're friendly with your yarn store and you want to ask them if they'd like to participate, if they reach out to me, I'm happy to send them codes, but I've reached out to hundreds of stores and sent codes to the ones that have responded to me that have said yes, we're in, we would love to participate. So I do my best, but I can't always get everyone on board, unfortunately. But since you are a Stitch Society member, you did receive from me a few minutes ago, maybe an hour ago, I'm not seeing all the comments, your pattern of the month code. So you can use your code for this pattern if you choose to for this month. And I'm just looking to see the comments that I'm missing, because it says there are 16, but I only see 4. So I want to make sure I answer your questions. So let me lower that. Okay, there we go. Oh, Carol says, found you. Dana is waving hi. Charlotte says, hello from Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. Sylvia says, hi everyone, working on the beautiful Aleem Shawlette now. Sylvia, I know you had asked me a question about this project, the Double Win Shawl, if you could do just 2 skeins. So if you want to do 2 skeins, I would probably just skip over the solid part in the center. I know you wanted to maybe make it smaller, so that's what I think I would do, is maybe I would cast on fewer stitches and then just do the mosaic parts and skip that center part. Dawn, you're welcome for the pattern, and Nicole, thank you. How much yardage do you need? Jackie asked. So let me go back to that slide. So I'll put that up on the screen. So it was a light fingering weight yarn. There we go. A light fingering weight yarn is what I use. You can use a more standard fingering weight yarn. Light fingering weight yarn is typically around, say, 450, 460. I think this was 467 yards per skein. I don't have the label in front of me. And then like more of a standard weight fingering weight yarn is typically around 400 yards per, we're talking about per 100 grams. So regular fingering weight would be about 400 yards per 100 grams, and light fingering weight is usually around 450 to 460 yards per 100 grams. There is a yarn store that used Jody Long Alba, which is more of a sport weight yarn for theirs. So depending on if you go with a thicker yarn, you can reduce your stitch count a little bit, or you can keep it and have a very big and generous shawl. So yeah, that's the yardage information there. Let me see if there are any other questions. Mary says, I love this shawl. Great job, Jessica. Thank you, Mary. Sylvie said that would be great, more manageable for me. That's about using just 2 skeins. Will we be able to use DK weight yarn? Technically, you can use any weight yarn that you would like. You can adjust the stitch count. I don't have information, about, but you can, cast on fewer stitches and use DK weight yarn if you choose. Diane asked, is the cowl attached to the shawl? So let me show you. So it is not a cowl. It's just how I was wearing it, with it wrapped with, I wrapped it like this. and then I crossed it and futzed with it. So it's not really a cowl. It's a shawl with a different middle, but it is rectangular, so you have that flexibility for adjusting the sorry about that. So you have that flexibility for adjusting the width for using a heavier weight yarn. Yeah, so that is that's pretty much all I planned to share with you all. Again, the cast on party is next Saturday, and then we'll have 2 knit nights. Those are on May 17th and June 14th. You know what? Let me see if I can go through that process with you right now while we are here together, super quick, and show you how to redeem the code. All right, so let me just switch my camera. Sharing screen. Hang tight. I just have to switch some things here. I'm still here. If I can find. Okay, that is. There we go. Hi. All right, so this is Ravelry. This is my designer page, my portfolio, my collection of patterns. So in order to redeem the pattern, you're going to scroll down and go to Double Win Mosaic Shawl, and you can click on that. The link will also be in the comments of the video. If you search for Double Win Mosaic Shawl, the pattern will also come up here. I'll show you that. So if we start at the main page, yeah, so if you type into the search box Double Win Mosaic Shawl, you'll find the pattern right there. And let's see, does that work? Yes, I made it nice and big. Okay, so you are going to click this middle one here, right here, where it says add to cart. You need to add it to your cart before you enter the code. So we're going to click add to cart. I'm going to take that other pattern out. All right, so we have added it to the cart. I was testing something else down there. And we're going to click right here where it says use a coupon code. So we're going to click that box. You're going to type the coupon code into your into the box there. Make sure you don't have any extra spaces because those will mean that the code won't apply. So after you put the code into the coupon code box right here, you're going to click apply, and now it will say minus $8 because that was the price of the pattern. It will say total is free. You'll have a little message, thank you from me. The coupon code will be now here, and then you will click check out now. You'll go to a screen that says checking out now, and it will be stored in your Ravelry library, and you can click the link to download the pattern. And then make sure you save it to a safe place on your computer. And that's all there is to it. The other thing I wanted to share while we're together, super duper quick, is to sign up for the knit along. So doublethestitches.com/doublewinKAL for knit along brings you to this page here, and you'll find details about the project there. Oh, the other note about yarn I wanted to mention, I recommend personally solid speckle, gentle tonal, or long gradient yarns that coordinate but are not too perfectly matched, because otherwise you won't have the contrast between the mosaic stitches and the other color. So that is my recommendation. I would personally, for this particular project, I would avoid sharply variegated colorways where it goes, you know, a really sharp break between colors, especially if it's a very short change. That's my personal feeling, but it's your project and you shall knit how you choose. So there is a link here to bring you to the list of all of the stores. Then it's a sign up for the free knit along. And there is just this box right here. So you'll enter your name, your email address where you want me to send you the reminders, and click yes, sign me up. So that is really all that there is to it, friends. Let me just see if there's any other questions in the chat, anything I missed. I think I got everything. So if you're watching on the replay and you have questions, feel free to comment on this video, and I'm going to add stores that have kits to this post for you, to this video, and I will also add them to the website for you. And those will go out in an email tomorrow morning as well. So thank you all so much for joining me, for being here, for being part of our community. I don't know if you saw, we just hit 5,500 members in our little group. My most favorite part of the entire internet is our group together. So I am gonna go sign off now and do some resting. And Pattern Club members, you'll get your code today. Also, probably within the hour, I'll send out Stitch Society members, you have your code, and Pattern Club members, I will share that code with you today, very soon, so that if you choose, you can use your code for this pattern, or you can use it for some other pattern if you are going to visit a participating yarn store this weekend. So be patient with the yarn stores. They may be a little bit busier than they typically are. It's not a great day for can you help me fix my knitting? They're probably going to be pretty overwhelmed, but they've been working so hard. I know I've been on the Yarn Store Day committee this year, which was such a treat, such a pleasure to help coordinate, organize, and plan it all, and kind of be involved behind the scenes as well. So they've got, you know, door prizes, some shops, and goodies, and special things they brought in just for this occasion. A lot of them have trunk shows, and they're just so excited to celebrate with you. So now more than ever, the yarn stores need your support. So I hope that that you'll support them. All right, if you have questions, you know where to find me. Tag me in the group, send me an email, reply to any of the emails you received from me. Those go straight to me, and I will get to them one by one as quickly as I can. Happy Yarn Store Day, friends!